Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For our Tumubwa radio session for today, we are honored to have both distinguished guests with us today and look forward to a productive and engaging discussion. And we are thrilled to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Hani Albana, the founder of Islamic Relief Malaysia and Islamic Relief to Malaysia, and also Bernama Radio. Pleasure to have you today, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum. And additionally, we would like to offer our heartfelt congratulations to Datuk Sri Said Saleh on his appointment as a new chairman of the Board of Trustees for Islamic Relief Malaysia. Definitely, your leadership and dedication are sure to steer the organization towards continued success and positive impact, inshallah. Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to our main discussion. We are excited to hear from our distinguished guest about the future of humanitarian work. As we know, the world faces more complicated problems. The future of humanitarian work is at a critical point, with a climate change causing more natural disaster, conflict lasting longer, and global inequalities. Increasing humanitarian organizations need to adapt and find a new ways to help vulnerable people. Now, how can the humanitarian sector overcome these challenges while continuing to help those in need?
Yeah. So let's delve into discussion with Dr. Hani for the first one. When you first founded Islamic Relief, and what was your vision for the organization, and how has that vision adapted over time? If I'm not mistaken, it was established in 1984. Hani?
We started in 1984 in a very simple way, with no resources, depending on Allah and the young secondary school students and university students at the backyard of the city of Birmingham, UK, where I was doing my Doctor of Medicine in the medical school. And we did not have any budget, any vision, any office, nothing. But we believed that we need to help the people in Africa who were suffering from famine in Ethiopia at that time. So without any preparation, we were responsive and responding to what is happening in Africa. The first donation was 20 pence from a young 9-year-old nephew of mine. Then we went from door to door, from street to street, from shop to shop. Even my wife was typing the appeals on the typewriter, not on a computer. There was no computer at the time. And everybody in the township or in the city of Birmingham were just looking at us strangely. Two young people. I was originally Egyptian, and my colleague was originally Palestinian, and we started this movement. What we started in 1984 became later on as global humanitarian movement, awakened up the Muslim in the whole West to have now hundreds or thousands of humanitarian organizations in Europe and America and Canada and Australia and New Zealand. So when we started, there was nothing there from the Muslim community. Now we can count them in hundreds or maybe thousands, actually, as international humanitarian organization or big local social organization in this far West.
Result of the survival of the Islamic Relief, Hani, how do you see the role of humanitarian organization evolving in the next decade, especially in response to global challenges like climate change and the conflicts happening?
My appeal to governments is to consider the humanitarian organization as their humanitarian ambassadors, because the soft power of humanitarian work is more powerful than the political power of any government or the economical power of any government. It can go anywhere, actually, and can be received by anybody, in any government. Give you the example, in Chechnya, 1995, we're helping the Muslims who were fighting with the Russians, but we managed to maintain our neutrality and impartiality to stay up till now. in the conflict of Bosnia and the ethnic cleansing of Bosnia in 1992. Actually, we were actually dealing with the Serb, the Croat, and the Bosnian, and we were helping people at cross border equally at that time, and we're still having the office there. So what my appeal is to the government, please, you have your diplomatic ambassadors, you have the political ambassadors, consider the humanitarian workers and organizations as to become your humanitarian ambassadors, because they can go to areas where the politician cannot reach. So please, government, support the humanitarian sector and social sector.
Dr. Hani, personally, I'm very, very honored to have you here with Bernama Radio, because we're talking about Islamic Relief Malaysia, Islamic Relief itself for so long, and you're here today with us. We are really honored, and probably we can share more about Islamic Relief Malaysia. Mungkin aku kongsikan sedikit tentang sedikit update on Islamic Relief Malaysia.
Okay, thank you, Hani and Shuhada. We have various activities and campaigns going on right now and even in the near future. So we are looking at locally, we concentrate on two main sectors, which is the livelihood and the education itself. So Islamic Relief Malaysia work closely with the corporate organization and also individuals in helping the poor families and individuals to improve their livelihood through giving them proper training, upskilling them, and also to provide basic knowledge and also equipment for them to start or even to expand their small businesses. We have this program all over Malaysia, including in Sabah and Sarawak. For education, we provide assistance to the local school-going children and also the children from the refugee homes. So this what we have done in general in the local scenario. Internationally, we are involved with the Islamic Relief worldwide on fields of all sorts of education, shelter, emergency, and also providing basic clean water to various areas, Africa, Middle East, and also in Asia. So there are a lot that we are involved. Although we are in Malaysia, but we have that connection and the family members worldwide.
Being appointed as the new chairman of the board of trustees of Islamic Relief Malaysia, what is your vision for the future of Islamic Relief Malaysia, and how do you plan to address the most pressing humanitarian issues both locally and globally?
Okay. I think with Dr. Hani being here in Malaysia since 5th of September, I had the opportunity to sit down with him many times to hear from him and also to share what his vision, and we would also like to then make it possible over here. So Islamic Relief Malaysia is not alone. Internationally, there are many Islamic Relief partners worldwide. We shall work closely with them to address the needs globally, and we have been doing all this while. But moving forward, I would say that Islamic Relief Malaysia shall look into ways to lead the regional scenes. I hope that we can work closely with the various bodies in this region for this purpose. Locally, we shall continue to work with the corporate organization and also government bodies as our partners to ensure that we always close to the communities and understand their needs. Inshallah, this is our hope, and with the full support of all our partners and stakeholders, we can achieve so much, inshallah.
Beside our point of universal human rights, we put humanitarian. Back to Dr. Hani, the point of view of people are different about humanitarian itself, and how Islamic Relief respond to that kind of point of view, especially about advocacy and awareness.
Humanitarian and the humanitarian response need to have a set of principles, with humanitarian principles. One of them is impartiality, neutrality, transparency, accountability and being accountable to Allah, to the community, to the donor, to the right holders, which I don't call them beneficiary anymore. It's an insult to call them beneficiary because they are the providers of our fund. They give us, we raise the fund for them, then we spend the fund, some of the fund on us. So in a conflict zone, you have to be absolutely transparent. Absolute. My first visit to Iraq in 1996, we waited for 3 years after actually to get the visa, go to Baghdad, and they have to travel to Brussels in Belgium because there was no embassy in London. They closed it at that time. When we went there, we did not have computer, nothing, no telephone, nothing. So with the state of transparency, actually I have to write the report manually of the project that we have been doing, which was actually Qurbani, distribute 600 or 700 Qurbani. I told them, or we told them, we're going to give the meat to Sunni, to Shia, to Christian, and to anyone. We're not going to give it to only Sunni and not Shia. That's why it was the first condition on them, and the minister accepted it. Second thing, I wrote the report manually because I didn't have, as I told you, no computer at that time. And when I was going out, I met with United Nations representative, which was the representative of the International Committee of Red Cross in Baghdad. I gave him a copy of what we have been doing and going around from Baghdad to Basra in the south, and from Baghdad to Hit, Ana, Haditha, Rawa, and Mosul, and the other places. This is how, and even I give it actually to the other organization in the city. Here, people knew that you are coming, but you have to tell them what we have been doing because they will know where you were and what you have been doing. So it's better that you tell them in a very difficult situation like this, actually before somebody else give them distorted report about you. In a conflict zone, when we were trying to go cross-border to help South Sudan, there's a conflict between the north and the south, we have to take the permission of both governments, the government in the north and the government of the, at that time, the Liberation Army in the south. And we have to go to Kenya in a place called Naivasha to take the permission from the southern Sudanese leadership there to visit the area under their control and take the blessing from the government in Khartoum at the same time. Here is the art. When you ask young organizations to go and work here and there, tell them, please, for God's sake, don't go to a conflict zone without knowledge and without actually experience. Why? Because any conflict zone, armed conflict zones, is full of security, full of intelligence from the global. You go to Syria, a lot of secret service individuals from different parts of the world are there. So don't champion in an area when you don't have an experience who's talking to you.
Okay, jadi kalau tak ada pengalaman yang mana, janganlah kena diilmu dulu. And we're talking about the team itself, the humanitarian workers. How can education and training programs for them be improved to better prepare them for future challenges?
Any humanitarian worker is not taking it as a job. He's taking it as a mission, he's taking it as a message. And one of the most successful individuals of Islamic Relief was our sister called Natasha. She was in Chechnya. She was actually the main success story, or the creator of success story of Islamic Relief in Chechnya. Negotiating between the Chechen people inside Grozny, as well as the Russian in different parts of the world, of the Caucasus area. So with one individual like this, she used to work like a man. Does not smile, does not become tired from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the evening, because she considered her work as a mission. You come to work for a humanitarian organization, it's not a job. The 9 to 5 people, tell them, go and work somewhere else. Go and work to the corporate. Go and work to any place, but don't work in the humanitarian field, because humanitarian work is a mission, and is a part of the prophetical messages of all the prophets of God who have been sent to save humanity. So that's why Islamic Relief has lost about 7 or 8 of the staffs in from Pakistan, from Somalia, and they gave their life to support the people. So they died as martyrs, shaheed or shuhada at the time. And not only Islamic Relief, many other organizations.
Yeah.
Because this kind of work is very, very high risk, but it's considered as a mission and it's considered as a key for the gates of heaven. You can go to heaven with this key from the 8 doors of heaven. Inshallah. That's why these young people, if you want to come and work with us, don't come for the salary, don't come for the fame, don't come for the position, come for the mission. If you are a man or a woman of mission, come and we'll help you.
Can we say them as the chosen one, Bernama? The chosen one.
It's too much.
Not the chosen one, yeah.
But number 3, overall, the humanitarian landscape in Malaysia reflects a blend of local global influences, like focus on interest in media and for social and economic issues in Malaysia. And what message would you like to send to the supporters, volunteers, and donors of Islamic Relief Malaysia?
Okay, I would certainly would like to express my appreciation to them. Islamic Malaysia has been here for 20 years. It was again first been set up by Dr. Hani, and we then followed through for 20 years. So a lot of support, and we would like to thank all the supporters. We would like to thank all the donors. We would like to thank those organizations that have donated to us in hundreds of thousands, and even those individuals who have believed in our work. They have also been contributing even for 5 ringgit, 1 ringgit. We really appreciate that donation. And also for those volunteers. We have around 6,000 volunteers in Malaysia, and they are working very hard with us. So I am also very appreciative for all their efforts. So I would like to continue to get support for our programs that we have, our campaigns, the Palestinian Appeal, the My Sedekah, the Dana Wakaf System Air, which we are concentrating in Somalia and also in Bangladesh. We have My Yatim and also other local emergency relief. So these are some of the projects that you out there, the public, can certainly support us and involve with us. And we also would like to have the public dua for us to give us the strength. Allah give us the strength for us brothers and sisters in all these places, in Gaza, in Sudan, in Bangladesh and other places. Allah will protect them and give them the strength. At the same time, we will try to do our best for them. So I hope that the public will get whatever the latest programs and activities that we have. You can go through the Islamic Relief Malaysia social media in all sorts of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and so on. And also there are various form of donation platform, Shopee, Lazada, and Launch Good and so on. So feel free to donate to us, and also we are open for volunteers. Just go to our website. You can register yourself as volunteers. Inshallah, we are always welcoming all those stakeholders to be able to assist us in our mission.
Inshallah. Dr. Hani, as the founder, what legacy do you hope Islam will leave in the humanitarian sector, and how actually do you see the organization continuing to make a difference in the future?
Let us talk about Islamic Relief, not about individuals. Islamic Relief already made the legacy. It started from nowhere by know-how to go everywhere and to teach people how to do work. This is the first step. my message to the young people like you, sisters and brothers in the room, is do not wait for resources to be given to you. Create the resource. It is yourself. That's why we started with nothing. And actually, the legacy of Islamic Relief is, over the last 40 years, it created the humanitarian movement in the West, which impacted the West through United Nations, through European Union, through all the Western government who actually are endorsing the work of Islamic Relief and supporting Islamic Relief with the name Islamic Relief still there as it is, whether Islamophobia tarnishing it or people are loving it. This is number one. The second phase of legacy will come in the coming 40 years when Islamic Relief take the mission of its movement from just the grassroots into a different planet, into a different horizon, into a different dimension, where we as Muslims should review all the definition of humanitarianism and bring our own definition, culture, value, because what's happening now in the world is an unjust world, depending on definition which is not functioning, depending with organization which becomes corrupt or hypocritically treating people, double standard. We have to review all these definitions and to produce new dimension for international humanitarian work, and this is what we call it the new adhan, or the new announcement of the new humanitarian movement of the coming second 40 years of our presence on this planet. We finished the first 41, and with you and everybody in the room, we go for the second, and you go for the third, and you go for the fourth, and you go for the fifth 40 years, and tens, and on and on and on, non-stop.
Non-stop. Okay, jadi sedikit lah kita nak bagi pesanan kepada pendengar-pendengar kita sekarang ni, for our listeners right now, for Bernama Radio, and semua rakyat Malaysia sedang mendengar juga menonton kita Muslim dan Facebook pada waktu ini. Apa perlunya mereka untuk sama saling membantu tetapi saya usaha yang dilakukan oleh Islamic Relief Malaysia?
Saya ambil kesempatan untuk cakap dalam bahasa Melayu supaya ia mencapai lebih ramai di kalangan pendengar-pendengar kita. Alhamdulillah, seperti mana yang telah pun disebutkan tadi oleh Dr. Hani, bahawa kita telah pun Islamic Relief sendiri telah pun wujud selama 40 tahun. Dan Islamic Relief juga telah pun beroperasi hampir 45 negara. Kita telah pergi ke banyak negara dan banyak mission yang telah pun kita capai. Dan kita dapat lihat bahawa kewujudan kita sehingga ke 40 tahun menunjukkan bahawa kita mempunyai kemampuan, kita mempunyai kelebihan, kita mempunyai pengalaman yang luas. Seperti yang mana Dr. Hani tadi sebut, perlu ada pengalaman, perlu memahami situasi-situasi setempat supaya kita dapat sampaikan apa saja pertolongan dan bantuan kepada pihak-pihak yang tertentu. Jadi dan yang penting di sini juga ialah Islamic Relief ini mempunyai satu kekuatan, iaitu transparansi, iaitu ketulusan dari segi apa jua yang kita buat. Kita punya filosofi, kita punya vision, kita punya mission, dan juga dari segi kewangan kita juga. Pihak orang ramai boleh lihat sendiri kedudukan kewangan kita, perbelanjaan kita, berapa banyaknya kita terima daripada orang ramai. Setiap projek kita akan ada kita punya target. Katalah contohnya 1 juta. Dan kita akan tunjuk dan paparkan dalam website kita, kita telah sampai berapa, 50%, 60%. Dan bila sudah cukup 1 juta, kita akan tutup ataupun kita akan tambah dengan target yang baru. Jadi terus, jadi orang boleh lihat. Kalau tidak, orang tak tahu dah bagi duit, dah banyak mana dah terima dan sebagainya. Jadi keterusan itu adalah satu yang cukup kuat di kalangan Islamic Relief di seluruh dunia, termasuklah di Islamic Relief di Malaysia. Jadi saya rasa ini memberi satu, orang kata, keyakinan dan satu perkara yang comfort kepada orang ramai yang mendengar bahawa wang yang mereka sumbangkan kepada Islamic Relief Malaysia ini akan diuruskan dengan penuh tanggungjawab dan amanah, dan kita mempunyai tata kelola yang cukup rapi dalam memastikan bahawa urusan kewangan itu baik, dan penyampaian RM1 yang disampaikan kepada kita, dan kita dapat lihat berapa yang sampai pula kepada penerimanya, insya-Allah.
As long as we need to help about relief and recovery, health and well-being of the people, because we know the impact of humanitarian efforts can be profound and multifaceted, affecting individual, communities, and entire regions. So here we go with Islamic Relief Malaysia to
Correct.
help others.
Betul, dan show your support by participating in the current campaigns, Palestine Appeal, My Sedekah, Dana Wakaf Sistem Aid Was, My Yatim, local emergency relief, and stay informed and updated by following Islamic Relief Malaysia on their social media channels at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. Support also their initiative online through the following platforms: Shopee, Lazada, Launchgood, Sumbangan.com, and more. And for more information, okay, untuk segala maklumat lanjut, can visit their website at www.islamicrelief.org.my or contact them at 0389263434. Think humanity, think Islamic Relief.
His part and we together to promoting long-term development and stability in the world.
We'd like to say thank you to Dr. Hani Albana, founder of Islamic Relief, Datuk Sri Said Salih Said Rahman, Chairman of the Board of Trustees Islamic Relief Malaysia, for being with us. And thank you to everyone who joined us and engaged in this meaningful dialogue. And together we can continue to drive positive change and work towards a better future for all. Inshallah.
Thank you for now for Temu Radio.